Welcome to Module 8, the Prenatal through 3 Messages. I'm Jennifer Messenger. The archetypes and hidden feelings insights you've heard in the earlier modules are beneficial across many issues and interactions. But the heart of this work is advancing prenatal through 3 policies. So our interviews and explorations focused on messages that could advance those conversations using the insights and skills in this guide. Many of the message elements will look familiar to you because we started with the National Collaborative on Infants and Toddlers message guide and layered in additional facts and messages from the other guides. There's a lot of great material out there. Our goal was to get specific about how the messages work within each archetype. We tested the messages in the interviews we conducted with decision makers in each archetype, then adapted the overall messages and added specific pivots for the archetypes. Note that we haven't retested these in a quantitative way, so we're eager to hear about how they work for you and what other insights you build in as you use them. I'm about to share with you the main message points along with a few specific pivots, and this chart that I'm showing you also is a snapshot of a downloadable form with all of the messages that gives the main message, supporting points, insights on why they work, and additional adaptations and nuances for the archetypes. So please check that out when you have a moment. Here are the messages. Every child deserves an opportunity to get a strong start in life. When we empower parents to create a strong start for their babies and toddlers, it provides a foundation for their future. Again, in the online guide, you'll find a lot of supporting points that back that up. Let me give you an example of a couple of modifications across the archetypes. So for church and country, we know that that archetype strongly supports 2-parent households, which they often define as a mom and a dad, where mom stays home in the early years. So one thing that you might think about as you're sharing this message is acknowledging that a strong start may include mom or other parents staying home if they choose, and creating an environment that supports their ability to do so. So that's not negating advocating for childcare and other supports. It's acknowledging that some parents might choose to stay home, and we need to make sure if they do, they have what they need. Our country is at its best when we recognize that children, including babies and toddlers, are a vital resource. Opportunity for them now can build healthier, more resilient, more prosperous communities and states in the future. With the economic influenced archetype, we know that folks in that archetype believe that government is inefficient and bureaucratic for the most part and should be small and limited. So when you're talking about this message point, you might emphasize that most efficient supports to empower parents can include innovative public-private partnerships. We're not leaving this all up to government. We're asking all sectors in the community to stand up for prenatal through 3 needs. Parents have a responsibility to do all they can for their babies and toddlers, but moms and families don't always have what they need to be self-sufficient. The legacy Republicans believe in hard work and self-sufficiency, and that a good job solves most problems. They're also most likely to express sympathy about childcare availability and cost as a barrier to work and self-sufficiency. So knowing that, when you talk about this message point, you might acknowledge the importance of both increasing good jobs and supporting parents to work if they choose or need to. This is our chance to make a powerful commitment to our youngest generation. How can we work together to ensure that babies and toddlers grow into socially, emotionally, and physically healthy kids who are confident, empathetic, and ready for school and life? There's our invitation for more conversation. And then once you get to the point where you're talking about policy specifics, you might add, we have an opportunity to make policies most effective by prioritizing action where it will meet the greatest need. We can work with our local communities to identify that need and write it into the policy. This is the focus of the Racial Equity and Public Health Messaging Guide, and it helps you build in provisions in public policy to make sure that policy benefits and funding allocations are made in communities where the need is greatest. Ideally, communities that have experienced and are experiencing structural racism. And that tool gives you more information about how to have that conversation. An important note about the messages, wrapping in everything that we've been discussing throughout these modules, is that thinking about who carries the message is just as important as what you say. Who's best able to connect with and relate to the elected officials' lived experience and perspective? Who will be safe? Who will not be safe in that conversation? The guide includes resources to help you work with your coalition to determine your approach. So now you have some messages to use, but let me come back to something you've heard us say earlier a lot of times. This is about listening and relationships. Unless you are working on an urgent and timely policy, and even if you are, if you have time, your first few meetings with an elected official will be to listen, understand, and connect around shared values, not just to start convincing off the bat. With limited time to meet and knowing that many other issues and advocates are competing for most urgent status, you may be tempted to launch right into that agenda, your statistics, and what you need. But take a breath. You might not even get to those messages until meeting 2 or 3. Across the archetypes, legislators indicated that they would be much more likely to engage after they have a sense that you're someone who will listen as much as talk and that you're not there to lecture or scold. Look at the quote on this slide. Those first few opening sentences should be warm and welcoming and educational versus the sky is falling and you are to blame and you are choosing not to do anything about it. The truth is, many elected officials do want to help children, even if they understand the need, have different values, think about the solution in really different ways than you do. You can find that common ground. It's a place to begin with connection, curiosity, and an open ear, and to listen and note any shared values. That's not always easy, and it's a really important place to try to start. You might try a conversation starting question, like, I'm here today to talk about what it takes for every parent or caregiver to have access to what they need to raise healthy, happy babies and toddlers. What do you need me to understand about your perspective when I talk to you about policies that support parents and babies for the prenatal phase through age 3? The interviews that we did with decision makers had a lot of that kind of question. What do you want me to know about your perspective? What do you want me to keep in mind about your values? That's not setting your own perspective and values and needs and feelings aside. It's trying to understand those of the person you're talking to. You might end with, thank you very much for your leadership and service as a decision maker. We appreciate the sacrifices you and your family are making to make a positive difference for others. Was anything related to children or education that compelled you to serve? You're acknowledging that they're serving. Again, even if you're in disagreement about values, strategies, ways of going about the work, understanding where kids and education and prenatal through 3 issues fit into their motivation to serve gives you additional openings. Likewise, look for ways to keep the conversation going, even after you've shared your position, so that you can keep moving toward mutual respect and understanding, and eventually, hopefully, into more direct conversations about structural racism and health and dismantling systems of harm. If you hear no, try to see it as an invitation to stay curious and go deeper. Before you leave a meeting, look for opportunities to collaborate around shared values, rather than emphasizing how different you are or how much you disagree. You might ask, are there specific things you could see yourself supporting in this area down the road, just to see where you might go in the future? As you reflect on this module, I'll leave you with a few things to consider. How do you enter a conversation safely with curiosity? With specific archetypes, how have you framed your prenatal through 3 ask, and where have you found some traction and sticking points? What have decision makers said about prenatal through 3 policies that makes you feel stuck, or angry, or frustrated, or empowered? How might the messages we're offering you help? How can you invite further conversation? And then finally, what questions or discussion points from this module and the messages section of the guide would you like to bring to the live training, to a TA session, or a discussion with your coalition? You can jot those down in your workshop, and we'll see you for conversation. Thank you for being here.